Welcome back, Flutter developers. Buttons are an essential part of any app. In this tutorial, we will explore how to use button widgets in Flutter to create interactive and visually appealing apps. By the end of this video, you will know how to use and customize buttons like a pro. Let's dive in. Flutter offers a variety of button widgets, including ElevatedButton, TextButton, OutlinedButton, and more. Let's start with a simple ElevatedButton. So on my screen, I have the void main method and the run app method, which takes my app, which is a stateless widget, and material app is being returned, which takes all, which is the button example. The button example, which is also a stateless widget, I have the scaffold returned, which takes app bar, and then inside the scaffold, I'm going to add the body, and then the body is going to take the elevated button. Now the elevated button takes two parameters which are important, which are the onPress and the child. The onPress takes, if you hover on the onPress, it requires a function which has a return type of void. So here, for now, we're just going to do this, and then we're going to come back to this. Then the child takes a widget, and most of the time we normally use the text widget. So here I can just say submit, and I can put this. Let me wrap this with a center widget, and let's save this. And here you can see the button submit. So this onPress, just like I said, it takes a function of a return type of void. So what does this simply mean? It means that when we click on this button, whatever function that we want to perform with the button, you simply write the code inside a function and then we'll pass it to this onPress. Let me show you an example. So let me use the print method to just print out something on the screen, and then we're going to say I have submitted the file. Let's add semicolon here, and if we save this, I will click, and we click on the button, and we'll go to our debug console. Inside our debug console here, you can see I have submitted the file, and that's how we make use of the onPress. When you're working on a real life application, you won't be using print here. You're going to have a real function that is going to actually submit the file. I'm just using this as an example. Another thing you can do is that you can decide to create the function outside here, and that to have a clean code. So you can say void, and let's give it a name called submit button. Then it's not going to take any parameter. Then we can have print submit file, and let's add semicolon here. Now we can just copy this function like this, and then we can replace this with it, and then we add comma and we save. And if I click on submit again now, and I go back to my debug console, I get to say submit file. And that's a simple example of how you make use of the elevated button. Now let's customize the elevated button to make it more stylish and interactive. So we can style our elevated button by adding the style parameter, and then this takes elevated button dot style from, and then we can add background color. Let's make our background color to be colors dot deep purple, and also we can add foreground color. Let's make this colors dot white, and let's save this. And yeah, you can see our background color is now deep purple, while our foreground color, which is the child widget color in the elevated button, it's now white. So another thing we can do is that we can add padding to this, and then we can say h insert dots. Let's make use of symmetry, and then we can say horizontal. Let's give it 20 pixels, and the vertical, let's give it 15 pixels. And let's add comma here and save this. And here you can see this. So let's increase this from 20 to 100, and here you can see I've added padding to our elevated button. So by default, the elevated button has a corner radius. If you are not satisfied with the default corner radius, you can simply adjust the corner radius by coming here and saying shape, and then this takes rounded rectangle, and then you can add the border radius and border radius dot circle, and I'm going to reduce this from the default to 10 pixel, and then let's save this. And here you can see a decrease in the corner radius. And here we've customized the button's background, color, text color, padding, and shape. Flutter makes it easy to tailor buttons to your app's design. Flutter also provides TextButton and OutlinedButton. Let's see how to use them. I'm going to start with the TextButton, and to use the TextButton, we can say TextButton, and this also takes onPress and child. So similar to the elevated button, whatever function you want to perform with the TextButton, you add it to the onPress. So I'm just going to do this, and now I'm just going to say print TextButton, and let's add a semicolon here. And it also takes a child widget, which I'm just going to say text, and we're going to say TextButton. You can add comma here and here just to format it. Let's save this. And here you can see our TextButton on the screen here. The TextButton is a flat button, ideal for less prominent action. The next one we're going to be adding is the OutlinedButton. And let's wrap this first with a colon so that we can have the two buttons above each other. So we have a colon here, and then inside the colon we can add a sized box. Let's give it an height of 20 pixels. Comma here. And now let's have our outline button. So we can say OutlinedButton, and this also take onPressed, and the same function that we perform with the onPress in the TextButton, we also do the same here. And then we can say print. Mind you, when you're building a real app, you won't be using print method. You're going to be having real functions inside your onPress. So we can say OutlinedButton, and yeah, let's add a semicolon here, and then let's give it a child widget, which we're also going to be using the text widget. I can say OutlinedButton, and let's save this. And yeah, we have the TextButton above here, and we have the OutlinedButton below. So the OutlinedButton adds a border, making it stand out slightly more. So what's the difference between the three buttons which I've shown us? The elevated button adds a sense of depth with background color and elevation, making it ideal for primary actions. The TextButton, just like its name, it's a flat button with no background, and it's suitable for less prominent actions. While the OutlinedButton, a button with a border, offering a balance between subtlety and visibility. Choose the right button based on the importance of the action in your app. In this tutorial, we explore the core button widget in Flutter, from creating simple buttons to customizing their styles and using different types like TextButton and OutlinedButton. Buttons are vital for user interactions, and mastering them is key to building great apps. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more Flutter content. See you in the next video.